Thanks to the support as a channel member, Brad Moran. Right, no messing about today. We need to start winning or my time in Argentina is going to be cut quite short, I think. Next up is River Plate away. With a name like that, they can't be any good, surely. Well, they've got a big stadium, but a silly name. So we're playing them. In fact, these next 3 games are all kind of problematic. We have won 2 games off camera, which is always nice. We're through to the quarterfinal of the Copa Argentina. We also beat Vélez 3-0 in the league. So this is what the league table now looks like. Yes, we're down in 11th, but we've also played fewer games than everybody else apart from Independiente, who we do play today. But the next 3 matches, Estudiantes are first, River Plate are River Plate. They're both away from home, and then Independiente, I think, are 4th. And then we've got the Copa Argentina quarterfinal. This next month, really, I feel like it kind of makes or breaks my time here in Argentina. If it doesn't go to plan, we might be running off to Brazil with our tail between our legs. At the moment, I'm not being judged on my performance in the League Cup. And there is still the possibility that if the right team wins this League Cup, we might still ridiculously make it into the Copa Libertadores based on our league performance, which was the previous manager's work. Thank you very much to him. He has, by the way, run off to Brazil. That's where he's managing now. But yeah, I feel like at some point they are going to start judging me on this League Cup, and we need to start moving up the league table because the board are expecting that top 4 finish and to get into the knockout rounds. And at the moment, we're nowhere near. Let's go and investigate River Plate because, like I say, I can't imagine they're a big deal. But it's a silly name. I mean, I am going to... In all seriousness, I'm about to make myself look stupid. Is the river in Buenos Aires called Plate? Or does it mean something? Oh. So if you're wondering where Buenos Aires is, it's right there on the coast of Argentina. Basically Uruguay. I mean, I'm sure they'll love that. You can see Uruguay from the pitch, I imagine. I am looking for a river called Plate and I'm not seeing one. So I am now wondering if it maybe means something else. Maybe. There's a river. Is that called the Plate? No. Yeah, but I imagine River Plate might mean like river mouth. I should probably stop speculating. Why is there a beach called Peru Beach? Is that Peru there? This is all Argentina, right? Where's Peru? Peru's up here. Oh, hello. But Peru Beach is here in Buenos. I'm very confused. Right, let's look at the stadium. So the stadium itself looks nice and circular in a nice little on the edge of a residential area, not too far from the sea. Let's plonk ourselves down, have a little look, and oh, it's nice, isn't it? Sponsored by Coca-Cola as well. They've got a giant Coca-Cola ball there. Is that a running track around the ground? That does spoil things a little bit, but goodness me, the Coca-Cola sponsorship is in full flow in this stadium, isn't it? It is very nice. No roof. I guess it's quite warm in this part of Argentina. That's my speculation of the day. Let's just plop ourselves down out the front here and have it. Oh. I mean, okay, there you go. There's the football ground. So is this like a training pitch next door? Is this like where you've got those little pitches next to Wembley in London? Let's drop down on here. This is what I want to see how big the stadium looks from the roadside. It doesn't look that impressive from this roadside. I assume it's slightly below because, like, when you go down the East Coast main line and you go past the Emirates, it looks massive. But this is bigger than the Emirates. I'm not using the East Coast main line as a way to judge. We are, by the way, once again in another version of Argentinian Milton Keynes. They love a grid system. I tell you what, I might move to Argentina. Because my brain does appreciate a grid system. It's just so easy to navigate. I might move. If we win, I'm moving to Buenos Aires. I think that's fair. This is the team that we're sending out there today. And I'm wondering why Past Kev doesn't have a sensible goalkeeper. What's happened here? What is this? This is not my team. Hang on. That was the selection advice team for when everyone was having a day off midweek. This makes a lot more sense. This is my team. So it's Gonzalez in goal, a back for Fernandez, Tioclecchio, Palazza, who wants to go to Inter. We had to turn down a big offer for him. it was like a £9 million offer. We got him to agree to 9.75. Inter wouldn't come the other £750,000. So we kept him for now. I suspect he goes at the end of the season. Carreras at right back. We've got Godoy and Moran in midfield. Zalazar, Borja and Basualdo. Basualdo, we also received an offer from Europe. Again, we've set his price at a similar level. Arsenal and Everton want him. I mean, if you're Arsenal or Everton, for goodness sake, give me 30 million for him. Stop shopping for bargains. I'm trying to do a rebuild here. And then Gonzalez up front, who finally scored again in the last game after, frankly, being a large part of the problem on this rotten run of form that we've been in, because he just wasn't scoring, so we weren't scoring, and we don't really have a backup. But he's learned how to score a football goal again. So fingers crossed he enjoys our Buenos Aires grid system as well. And we're going to come here and have a lovely old day out. I mean, it looks intimidating even in Football Manager. Tell you what, it looks bigger in game than it looked on those photos. I no longer trust Google. But fingers crossed, after that horrible run of form that we've had, now we've won 2 games back to back, we might just be able to slowly start turning things around, because we are not as bad as this league table suggests. I refuse to accept that a defensive midfielder who we ended up selling to Reading was the difference between us being like a top 6 team in Argentina who are having a cracking season. I can't believe selling that one guy to Reading has turned us into relegation fodder. I won't have it. So I think we've just had an unfortunate start to this League Cup, and because you only play 13 matches, it all happens so quickly. We're almost halfway through, and we now got ourselves into a situation where we need to come places like this and get results if we're going to have any chance at all. You can't afford to have a 2 or 3 game rough patch in what is effectively a 13 game season for this second half of the season Cup Championship, where your first half of the season performance is entirely ignored. Zalazar plays it across to Gonzalez, and I told you he's learned how to score again, and there he is. Goals in consecutive games, 17 for the season for him now, and he's doing a little jig to celebrate. I'm tempted to jig with him. I might have to move to Buenos Aires. It's fine. We can edit that bit out from before, but this is good football. This is the kind of thing I was expecting from us when I first arrived. Decent movement from Gonzalez. He does get a fortunate deflection to turn it past the goalkeeper, but we'll take him. We've had some rotten luck on this run that we've been on. So if we need the odd rotten deflection here and there, we'll take it. And actually, this puts us into a situation where we're only 3 points behind Independiente, who we play. I think we play Estudiantes next, then Independiente, but we play them both very soon. We're only 3 points behind them. We've got a game in hand as well. We could be top 4 by the end of this episode. I mean, I might be getting a little ambitious, a little bit carried away with myself, because I expect River Plate will start trying in the second half. Maybe I would. If I were them, I'd have a go. I'd probably try. They've not had a shot on target yet, and I do worry what might happen when they have one, because we've seen on the first couple of episodes of this new club just how ropey our defence can be. But let's grab a second goal. Zalazar. Oh, I think we've hit the post. It was Palazzo who hits the post. It comes back out to Zalazar again, looking for Gonzalez. Fernandez plays it out to my Brazilian record signing, and he hasn't got a clue what to do with it in that situation, has he? The move just kind of dies with him. And now, with 25 minutes of the match remaining, River Plate, as recommended by me, this is my tactical tip, have started trying. I should get some kind of credit for if they get back into the game for suggesting they start to try. But they are coming down our weak spot, our left back. I mean, we have terrible left-back problems in so much as we've got several left-backs and they're all terrible, which I think is the definition of a terrible left-back problem. And it's taken them a while to figure out that's where to attack, but they've got there in the end. And I suspect we're going to have a pretty miserable final 20 minutes or so of this football match if they realise just how easy it is to come down our left-hand side. We've got away with one. That was a good save from the goalkeeper. The magnificent Gonzalez brothers combining today to put us ahead and then keep us ahead. So that's a positive. But time seems to be moving very, very slowly now. And River Plate have definitely gone up a gear. Right, Basualdo. I mean, if he's on his way to Arsenal, he needs to be able to perform in games like this. That might actually be what I'd expect from him at Arsenal, which is unfortunate. Right, Carrera. Forward to Godoy. Godoy, I mean, he's taken a bit of a risk there, but he has ended up keeping hold of possession, getting the ball back. And now Moran, looking for options ahead of him, decides he doesn't like them, plays it back to Tiaclecchio, receives it back again. Moran this time does play a forward pass. Borja into Basualdo, who's come in field. Fernandez, the left back, is on the overlap, and that would have been beautiful if he'd have scored after I dissed him. But no, that's pretty much what I expected from him. Right, in swinging corner. This is our opportunity for a second goal and a little bit of comfort. It's come out to Fernandez again, and yep, again, that's basically what I do expect from him. I mean, I want to take him off, but at the same time, I don't want to bring the other guy on. And it leaves me in a pickle. Right, we are so light on defensive midfielders as well. We're basically playing a striker as one of them. But fitness levels, we are very much struggling with. So we can't really take the left back off voluntarily because we've had to make 4 substitutions that are kind of forced on us by fitness. So, yeah. I suspect things are going to get a little harder now we've had to sacrifice our entire shattered midfield and somehow try and stay ahead in the game with 20 minutes to go. And we're back to the same problems we've been having on this run of form. An XG of over 2. We've only scored 1. It's a problem because we're not... There you go, we have finally swapped the left backs. One useless left back for another one. But we're not capitalising when we create chances. And then because we're so ropey defensively... The other teams don't need as many chances and we let them back in. And as much as in most circumstances, I imagine throughout our entire time in Argentina, an away draw at River Plate will probably always be considered a good result in isolation. But when taken in context of this competition and how we've started it, it's not ideal, is it? Puts us back down to the Kev ratio again, well behind everybody up there. We've got another difficult away game coming up, and we are falling off the pace. And that lack of clinical finishing from our attackers, if we'd have gone 2-0 up when we had the chance, that goal wouldn't have mattered. We need Kurt Villakazi. The problem is, the game has ruined me, because on European deadline day, on the 1st of September, I got consecutive inbox messages, one saying Nuremberg had offered Villakazi a contract. The next one, without pressing continue, was saying that he'd agreed to it. I didn't get the opportunity to counter. To be fair, they are going to be paying him £37,000 a week, so we couldn't have matched that, and it's a great move for him. I mean, you can't begrudge him going to the Bundesliga on 37 grand a week rather than coming to Argentina on 5 grand a week, but I'm a little bit upset I didn't even get the opportunity to do a counter offer. He's supposed to be my boy. Hopefully we'll hook up with him again when we do make it to Europe, which might take a while based on how Argentina is going. Right, which shall be our second game. Estudiantes are top of the league, but it's an away game, so we're probably not going to win. I think I'll actually show you Independiente because it gets us to the end of this 3-match run and we'll have much more league context at the end of that. So I'll play that one off camera. We'll be back for that one. Well, as you probably could have guessed, we did lose to Estudiantes, which means the league table now looks like this, and we are closing in on being in a predicament. We do have a game in hand, but not on Independiente, who are also not even in the top 4. We're 5 points behind them. Anything other than a win here, and you can kiss goodbye to the quarterfinals. And the board have noticed, and they are now disappointed. Now, I'm hoping the fact that we've passed the other 3, even though I had very little to do with any of them, because we played 2 games in the league and the 2 cup competitions, we basically got knocked out of as soon as I started managing them. But they've not noticed that. I've done nothing but been a little bit incompetent here. But I think we might be okay. But I also think we have to win this game. It's the same team that played the last match. We don't really have much in the way of a squad. So this is our team, basically, until we're able to do a bit more of a rebuild. And the more this goes on, the more I am thinking in terms of, yeah, let Palazzo and Basualdo go. If we can get 20 million for the 2 of them combined, we might actually... I mean, we're still only going to get 10 million to spend, but at least being able to spend 10 million, we could maybe start hoovering up some talent from somewhere. It's frustrating we can only have 5 foreign players, because I'd love to go back and just raid South Africa, because there's always bargains there. But that is a hugely important goal. We're only on 10 minutes in the game. I mean, you've seen us go ahead in games and throw leads away quite a lot recently, because we don't have that strength on the bench to see games out. But the other problem has been, obviously, as we saw in the last game, the other problem is not taking our chances when we're given them. And Borja definitely took his chance there. He's through one-on-one with the keeper. It's a lovely move. And, I mean, he's well onside. I don't even know what we're questioning there. But he has to score from that position, and he does. And that's something we haven't been doing enough of. So if we can pick up a win here, we might just drag ourselves back into the mix. And that's very upsetting. First highlight after it, and it's a shenanigans corner as well. Oh, it's been disallowed for offside. I still don't really understand how goals like that can be disallowed for offside. I don't think they ever would be in real life, but I think in the circumstances, I'm not going to question it. And now I'm looking at that league table and thinking, right, is it Gimnasia? Gimnas, who are in 4th place in the league at the moment on 11 points and have played one more game than us. We were only 3 points behind them with a game in hand. They looked catchable for a moment. But once again, we take a lead, we let a team back into the game, and we haven't even weakened the side yet. So we need that lead going into the last 25 minutes because we know we're going to end the game with a much weaker team than we started with. And there's not a lot we can do about it because we're a bunch of old men with fitness problems. And I know the comment section are going to be saying, Kev, you're gegenpressing with a bunch of old men with fitness problems. Did you learn nothing from your over 35-year-olds experiment video that you did recently? No, I learned nothing from that. This is how I play Football Manager. If the players can't do it, the fault is with the players, not the manager. I'm going to bin them all off at the end of the season and bring in a bunch of 19-year-olds, and it's going to be fine. I just need reassurances from the board that I'll be here for that transfer window and next season. Because if they let me have a full window and a proper rebuild, I guarantee them we'll win the league next year. Because that's what we do. It's how we do it, boys and girls. Oh, my word. This is a little bit too much fannying about for my tastes, though. Right, Zalazar. That's poor again. So many poor passes. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. If we lose this, I don't think I'm in danger of being sacked because of the performance over the rest of the season, which I am absolutely taking credit for. So I don't think I'm in danger of being sacked. But we are awful. We are proper rubbish. And I don't really have an explanation for how this squad, I told you the left back was a strength. I don't really have an explanation for how this squad had such a good season before I arrived, because it looks like it's a terrible bunch of clowns and jokers. I don't understand. That's a lovely goal, though. I've always rated him. I do think left back is a big strength in our team. And I think you've seen it again there. Lovely, lovely work, lovely finish. Let's go and take the lead before half time. And then I don't have to be all doom and gloom. Oh, my word. Oh, please, can we just not be rubbish? Just for the next 5 minutes, let's not be rubbish. It'll be lovely. Right, there is a highlight just before half time. There's 20 seconds of this half left, or 30 seconds of the half left, and they've got the ball, but it's in their half as well. So I'm hoping we're winning it back off them and creating a chance, but it looks like they might just be cutting through us as if we haven't bothered playing any defenders, which half the time I do think we may as well not bother playing any defenders. If we had enough attackers, we'd just play them instead. But the fact is we've got a first team squad of like 15 players. And then a bunch of completely untried kids, which I guess at some point, once it becomes clear we can't finish top 4, I guess I do just play the kids for the rest of the season and we work out if any of them are any good. I don't know if that's going to make the board even more upset, because I guess even if we're not going to finish top 4, if we have a good run at the end and finish 6th and get through to South American Europe through the league position, then they might just let me off. Whereas if we start playing the kids and finish 11th, they might decide everything is moving in the wrong direction. I don't want to think I'm Ange. I can't do Ange form. Right, come on. I've decided we're going to win this football match. Somebody go and do something magical for me. Right, Tio Clecchio. do something. There you go. That's what your record signing does. And now Fernandez into Salazar, who's got in behind the defence here. He's pretty much on his own. And, I mean, he probably could have squared it for Gonzalez in the end. He did end up catching up with him, but it was a decent effort. Could have squeezed in at that near post. But now we're doing a pervert corner. Now is not the time, lads, unless we score from it. Now is not the time, lads. Just get the ball in the 6-yard box. Aim for the tall boy, him, Palazza. He's 6'4". Aim for him and he'll score. It's not hard. I don't know why we're struggling so much with it. It's basic Kev tactics. But now we are entering that period of the game where the players on the pitch are getting tired. So I either have to leave them on tired, and we've seen the mistakes they make as they start getting tired. So we either leave them on tired, or we take them off and bring on the absolute garbage that we've got on our bench. And there isn't really a right answer to that conundrum. And I am convinced this is the major part of the problem, because so much of where this is going wrong is the final 20 minutes of games. Oh, bring on the garbage. Here it all comes. What a bunch of trash. Yeah, there you go. 3 scoops of garbage, please. Let's see what they can conjure up. Let's encourage the team. They don't need to hear me saying these things. See, now Basualdo being injured does pretty much finish us off, both in terms of today and the rest of the season if he's proper injured. I don't know what Borgia's done there. That's exactly what I was saying before about when they get tired, stuff like that starts happening. But everybody's tired. And I won't stop gegenpressing. It's not in my genetic makeup. If this is a team that can't handle the gegenpress, it's a team I want no part of. It's hideous. Right. Oh, goodness me. Get him off. Get him off as well. Go attack him. Once again, go very attack him. Once again, we go ahead in a match. I mean, I'm leaving him on even though he's injured. We need him. He's our best player. But once again, we take the lead in a match. We look quite good. And then the game continues. I mean, it's been fairly even on XG. We'll have a look at the XG table after this, because I suspect we're doing quite well on the XG table. And our problem comes down to no defenders and really inconsistent striker, who I'd probably score more goals than if I was playing centre forward in this team. Right. Are we having... I mean, what's... Is nobody even trying? What's going on? Right. On the head of Palazzo. He's 6'4". There he is. Head it properly. I've just told everybody you're the answer. You can't just let it hit you and head it up in the air. Right, aim for him again. Look, he's lurking on the edge of the area. Aim for him again. He's going to flick it on, and then we've got players in the middle. Okay, this is an alternate way to do it, but if it ends up with the same result, I can cope with it. But no, it's defended comfortably. We are ahead on XG. Again, we are 12th in the league. And I don't know what to do about it, because I will not change the tactic. I refuse. Gegenpress is supposed to be overpowered. And I will prove to you that it is. Eventually. Let's just... Can we look at XG on here? Yeah. Well. It's interesting, isn't it? Well, let's go and win the Argentinian Cup, and I'll meet you at the end of the season, I guess, because there's no way now that we can get into the top 4. It's just not going to happen. I'm surprised that's not changed to failed. We just need to survive in this job until the transfer window now. And winning a trophy might be enough to get us there. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to this handsome bunch of rascals who'd all score more goals than the clowns I've got in this team. They're my Patreon backers, by the way. And thank you very much for watching.